After 20 years, the legendary Adidas Predator is no more. Now, it's all about the Ace. Made for the playmaker who controls the game with calm and finesse, the Ace found its way to my feet. And it's time to see if Adidas' latest innovations paid off, and if the Ace can lift the heavy burden by helping you boss the game. In other words, it's time to put all my money on black and yellow.
I was a bit skeptical at first though, because I thought the studs made the boot look a bit clumsy, as well as the control web foam and the sticky heel counter that made the Ace a bit tacky, at least in my opinion. But just as with the X, Adidas did their work well, and I was in for a treat with the Ace, as well as actually a big surprise.
The upper on the Ace has been named Total Skin and is constructed of 3 layers. On the inside there's a thin, seamless and breathable mesh for a great natural fit. On the top, Adidas engineered the control web, a 3D SL foam to provide a superior touch on the ball. And the control fit heel features a big heel counter and pads for great stability and comfort.
And the comfort is indeed there, with the upper being insanely soft and pliable, even straight out of the box, molding nicely around your foot to give you a tight, pleasant fit. And even this control web that actually seems a bit stiff and foamy is flexible enough to follow the shape and the movement of your foot. You also get a relatively stable midfoot and heel that does, however, feel a little bit clumsy because of this soft, foamy pad. It's only at first though, and I got used to it relatively quickly. Also, the Ace is built over a pretty wide last, which makes it suitable for even slightly wide-footed players. So almost everyone will be able to use the boot. And taking into consideration that there's almost next to no break-in time, I'm a big fan. Size-wise, the Ace I'd say is true to size, with my usual size 40 being dead on perfect, both when it comes to length and width.
But as nice as the fit may be, the control and touch on the ball is where the Ace gets down to the business. With the 3D SL foam on the control web made to give you a solid contact with the ball all over the foot. And to make things even more unfair to your opponent, there's also a sticky layer of EVA and non-stop grip dots for a lot of friction and thus grip in any weather condition.
As with any boot though, grip itself won't turn you into a midfield god. But with that said, the control web is thin enough to give you a close, precise, yet solid and slightly foamy touch on the ball. It's pretty interesting and has to be felt to really understand what it feels like. And also there's grip enough on the upper to make it feel like the ball isn't slipping away when you dribble. And on top of all this, the NSG gives you a good sense that there's a bit of friction on the ball when you control it. Obviously, it's just a sense of control and nothing more than a tool, but it's a nice tool, it has to be said. The best thing is striking though, where you get a good solid ping when you put your laces through the ball, without the Ace actually feeling bulky at any point. And to me, it kind of adds a solid elegance to the boot, if I may. Feels really good.
And speaking of all-over control, Adidas introduced their ground control sole, adding 360-degree control thanks to the new studs. There are a staggering 46 of them, which is 4 times as many as on the Predator Instinct. And adding to that, they're made for both FG and AG, making turning easier and more comfortable.
And despite my initial skepticism that there might be too much traction, I once again had to eat my hat. Because the Ace is indeed very good for twisting and turning on the spot, and then instantly accelerating and pushing off. Simply because there are so ridiculously many studs that you get the sensation that no matter how your foot is placed, you always have a few studs in contact with the ground to help you push off in any direction. And this is on both FG and AG surfaces. Pretty impressive, Adidas. Touching a bit on durability, the Ace is holding up really well, even on AG, so I don't really have any complaints there. So if you're like me and actually judge the boot based on either the looks or the feel in the hand before you got it on the feet, then you might actually miss out on a very decent boot. Lesson learned, I guess.
So once again, the good folks at Adidas showed me not to judge a book by its cover. And while it's not another Predator with tons of grip, the Ace is a great, comfortable, all-round boot that deserves a lot more credit than it gets. Because it delivers well, but with this subtle elegance. And given the player it's made for, there's actually a nice bit of symbolism to that.